In this parents resource, we will discuss what social skills are and why they are so important for young people who are blind or visually impaired. Following this programme, we will have a follow-up presentation on what you can do to help support developing social skills. So how do we communicate with others? There are several ways we can do this. Most people think about speech when they think about communication, but there are many other ways we communicate, which include listening and using a gesture, for example, waving our hand to signal hello. We may use sounds. For example, this can include talking or speaking, but other actions that we use sound to communicate with could be ringing a doorbell or beeping a car horn to get someone's attention. By using eye contact, we are communicating non-verbally. The way you look at someone can communicate many things, including interest, warmth, anger, or frustration. Body language, which is another form of non-verbal communication, is used to communicate our feelings and intentions. These can include our posture, facial expressions, and hand gestures. Our ability to understand and interpret other people's body language can help us to pick up on unspoken issues or feelings. Social media is an internet-based form of communication, and especially in current times, is a very common way people communicate with one another. Much of social interaction is non-verbal, and social cues and body language may be abstract concepts to the young person with a visual impairment. The development of social skills needs careful consideration, as it differs considerably from that of their sighted peers. Young people who are visually impaired can find it difficult to acquire social skills that are vital for developing relationships and understanding social situations throughout their lifetime. It cannot be assumed that they will develop social skills automatically like their sighted peers. This has an impact both in school and in the wider world. Some of the social skills required include expressing feelings, ideas and thoughts, regulating emotions, understanding personal space, and reading social cues. So what does this mean for the young person that is blind or visually impaired? A huge amount of social communication is non-verbal and relies on sight. We call this incidental learning. Examples of incidental learning include copying, imitation, observing the world around you, meeting different people, and being in a range of social situations. Young people with impaired vision often miss out on many of these incidental learning experiences due to their visual difficulties. Therefore, as a result, they may find it challenging to understand social situations and how to interact with others. This can have many effects on the young person with a visual impairment. Some of these effects may include a lack of confidence in themselves or withdrawal from certain social situations, a display of inappropriate behaviours, a learned sense of helplessness, or lack of motivation. Feelings of isolation or depression may be developed. It might result with the young person having an inability to make friends, or in the future limit them to fewer career opportunities and lead to feelings of frustration. All of these have a direct and negative effect on the young person's relationships and learning. This brings us to the question of why teach social skills. If you're blind or vision impaired, how do you know where to look when someone is talking to you, or when to shake someone's hand, or what personal space means? These are just some of the skills young people who are blind or visually impaired must be explicitly taught, since they don't have the benefit of observing the actions and reactions of their family and friends in social situations. Sighted young people observe and imitate people's social behaviours, learning from any visual cues given, as we discussed earlier, as incidental learning. But if these opportunities aren't available, understanding and development of appropriate social behaviour can become fragmented. Having appropriate social skills is crucial to everyday interactions. They enable the individual to interact with others, establish friendships, and later develop personal and work relationships. Now we have discussed what social skills are and how important they can be. This leads us to our next question of how can we support the development of social skills. We will look at the various ways we can support these skills in our next video, which will go through 5 themes in more detail. These include who am I, mindfulness, strengths and challenges, how do I communicate, and my social networks and activities.